It's a great honor and a privilege to introduce Shimon Diseldorf. We're here in your lovely apartment in Bnei Brak. And Shimon, you were saved by righteous goyim in Holland.
In Holland.
Can you tell us a little bit about what you know of how you were saved and a bit about your family history or whatever you know?
The family history I don't know. I have no. My father had business in Klemitbach.
For the kitchenware?
Kitchenware, yes. He was Sitonai. He was Sitonai. You know what is Sitonai? Wholesaler. Not to the public.
Wholesaler.
Yeah. And I don't know.
Where they from? Were your parents coming from?
Of course, yes. My great-father was the Manhige van de Kolf in Amsterdam. He was the head of the Chevra Kadisha. He was head of several institutions.
And this is on your father's side or your mother's side?
Mother's side.
What was his name?
Parasor. Yes, he died in Auschwitz. Yes, also my grandmother. From my father's side, my grandmother was nifter 41, and she is nikbar in the bedkwarot in Amsterdam. But my grandfather was also in I don't know, maybe in Sobibor or in Auschwitz, I don't know.
And you were born in Amsterdam?
In Amsterdam, yes. I came to the Goyim. That was in May, June 43.
And what year were you born? What year were you born?
37. And 37.
Did you have any brothers or sisters?
I had one brother, younger from me. He was also saved. Also the same by Goyim, and he was nifter 10 years ago here in. So there were two brothers.
And he was also saved.
Yes. Not in each one was in a separate place. I know the Goyim had a preference for younger, because then they had more connections when they grew him up from very young. They had more. So far I know. For my brother, it was more easier to find an address going who were able
They were
ready to take him out. For me, because I was already 5 years old, it was much more difficult. And the last moment, they found an address. Just the underground. There was there was many people in the underground in Holland, in Holland, and they paid. One of them they paid with their life. I don't know.
Yes, because if they were caught, then many of them were killed.
Yes. So I was. I know that there were two people, a man and a wife, took me from my home, from the parents' home, and they brought me to the Goyim. They took me from Amsterdam, and I was taken to a place not far from Germany. That was in East Holland.
Do you remember your parents? Do you remember leaving the home?
It is very interesting. I know that is one I'm always thinking about this. I cannot have no explanation for that. I know, I remember exactly the whole voyage. From the time they took me from the home. I know that they took me in the Chashmalit, wie heet dat, the train in Amsterdam to the station, to the train just took me to East Holland. But in the moment from the separation from the other, I don't remember.
You don't remember saying goodbye to your parents? Or?
No, I don't know. Well, I don't. The whole voyage, I remember. I remember the moment I came to the Goyim, and I remember the moment that the two people from the underground left me alone. And they go, and then it was one of the most terrible moments in my life. That they left me alone with the Goyim, and I don't know him, and they left me. Yes.
And do you remember the names of the Goyim?
I don't remember, but. That is, I know the names. I know the names. I will tell you later on, because I know the names because after I finished my work and I gave pension, I had more time to think about my life as so. And I made a decision. These parents has to be the moment going where I was. I have to. They should be declared as Yad Vashem. So I wrote a letter to Yad Vashem, told my stories. And they asked me to have an address from the people, because where I was, that they didn't live. They were posthumous. But brothers of the family, they were still in life, and I give them to Yad Vashem the address. They wrote them to ask what they know about my story, and they made the
connection.
They made a comparison if my story is a real story, or it's just and this story. They wrote a letter to Yad Vashem with all the details, and there were some details I didn't know. One of the details was the names of the people of the underground who brought the to the Goyim. They know it. I didn't know it. So through that I have it I know it. What their names. I have tried the internet to see if there are some the people are still live or some relatives. I didn't succeed.
And did Yad Vashem make them Hasidim?
Yeah, yes.
They were made?
They made, yes. They made very. They made it. Sometimes it takes some years. In this case, they made it in some months.
Did they go to Holland?
No, they took the honoration. No, for the decision of that made on the background from my stuff, what I told him, and what they what they knew from the Goyim, what they wrote. I asked them, what is the reason that the decision was made very quickly? Yes. The answer is, I had one photo a family photo where I appear with these people for this the Goyim. It is a very, very nice photo, and there you can see how well I was. They tiplubi.
They cared for you.
They cared, yeah. They from this photo you can see they cared from very, very well, very, very well. And on the ground of this photo, they made a very quick decision.
And did the family ever come to Yerushalayim, to Yad Vashem?
The honoration was made in Amsterdam. And I flew to Amsterdam.
And you were at the ceremony?
To say the ceremony, I also have spoken this. And that was the first time I met the whole family after many years.
That must have been very emotional.
Very emotional, yes. I had connection with writing, but never I met him. That is also very not so likely. They were not the family were. The reason I had not come to them. This was not so. They were not so. Some of the members of the family did not come because they were upset that I didn't come. I mean, I had connections with it through writing, but not more. I'm very sorry about this, but the reason is that, you know, the war ceased, and it was a new life. I had forgotten at all what was before. I have a photo from in school from my class, from the Kita, and there is written out that never to the boys of from the class did never speak what happened with each other.
Nobody spoke.
No spoken. I don't know from one what happened with the so everyone had go through the whole war until the whole everyone had his story, his nest that he was needed. Everyone, and we did not spoke about this.
Did you speak to your brother about it?
No.
Not.
Never.
You never spoke to your brother?
About the war.
Yeah.
We were very close in Bnei Brak, but we never talked about the war. This is a completely new. Only after you have a family. I was working. You have the family, and the Kopf, the Kopf is ready. Is busy with the daily by daily life, and you did not think about what happened in the wartime. Only after I came pension, I began to think about it, about what happened. And then I decided, that is probably I told you before, that I have written to Yad Vashem, etc., etc.
And do you remember the name of the family?
Yes, of course.
What was the name?
Hesseling. I have still a connection with the son of the son of his father. He was. It is very interesting. I was not in a family. I was with a family, a big family, were more than 10 or 12 children, brothers and achayot, sisters, and they were farmers. And a part of the family had a separate farm. There was a brother and a sister. Both were not married, and they managed this farm. They managed the farm. There I was, not by the fact. It was a brother and a sister who cared for me.
Was this their children? Was this the family's children?
Yeah, that was they had still a mother, an old mother from 80, 90 years, but this mother had a big family, and they had in their place a farm, but they had not enough place for the fathers. So this brother and brother and sister made a separate farm. It was a separate place, not far away, but a separate place. There I was. So they both, the sister and the brother, were responsible for me.
And do you remember their names, the brother and the sister?
Yes, of course, yes.
What were their names?
Hesseling, both Hesseling. After the war, they both were married, and because each the brother has his family, the sister has his family, so they separated.
And were they good to you? Were they very kind?
In the war,
were they loving to you?
Very kind, very kind. The sister was very careful for me. I remember I had KV Roche.
You had a headache?
A headache, very severe. Because of what happened with me. And I remember she took me to, I wasn't aware because they were in a very small place. There were no physicians and nothing in healthcare. And she took me on a bicycle. I sat after the bicycle, on the bicycle after her, and she traveled maybe 1 hour, 2 hours to come to the physician, and he treated me. I don't remember what he did, but okay. But then I know he was very careful for me, very careful, and that is demonstrated on the photo. I will later say that I have it about.
And the brother was also he was good to you, the brother?
My brother?
No, his brother.
Yeah, was
her brother.
Yeah, her brother, yeah. But he was very busy. They had a farm. He was very busy with his work. From the morning to the evening he was working. But he was very good for me, yes.
And did you play with the other children, or what did you do during the day?
I don't know. That's a good question. They had a farm. They had chazering. They had susim. They had sadot. They had. He was a very busy man. Had several businesses on this place. So I don't know.
You were too young to go to school?
To school, yes. Yes. Okay. During the war there was no school. It was 5, 6 years ago. So I don't. So, but I was not. Many people what was. They cannot come. They were very Jews who were in very places. They had to be in the home.
Yeah, they couldn't go outside even.
I did. I was going free. And that is a sakon every day.
It was a big danger.
Big danger, but every ask what dit werd brother and brother and sister, so what a small children.
And the neighbors could have informed?
The story was as following. You know, the German, they began with Holland, it was May 94. What they did, they were, there's Amsterdam and Rotterdam. Rotterdam is they have the ports, one of the biggest ports in the world. And they bombarded the Rotterdam, so the whole centrum was destroyed. And there were many children that were going. The were killed, and they were
orphans.
Yes. And many of the orphans came also to this kind of families. So the story was, I came from the town from Rotterdam. My parents were killed, so I had no home. So I came to this home. That was the story.
The bombing happened in the beginning of the war. It
Yes.
happened.
Yes. In 94. In 1940.
1940.
Yes.
Yeah, 1940.
May 1940. The whole center from the health center of Rotterdam was destroyed.
And did you have enough food to eat when you were on the farm? Did you have enough food? Was there
was no, because they had the farm.
So you could eat the...
Yeah, there was no farm. So I didn't suffer. So only emotionally I was suffering, but my physical was not suffering at all. I had not to be they sent me, so I can't more. Not far from where it was, there was the German had their headquarters. Not far, maybe half a kilometer from us. I did go there so freely. Nobody ever asked me whether somebody was dangerous, but only one guy has to moisten and then just finish.
For anyone.
Yes.
And do you know if they were Roman Catholic or Protestant?
They were Protestant.
And did they go to church?
Yeah, Sunday, yes.
Did they take you with?
Yes, Sunday.
Was it strange going inside the church?
Yes. You know, Protestant, there is no...
no idols?
No. Only there's the wonder, the gallig, make a speech, and have no, you're going.
And at this age, you know, with the food, what they were giving you, the food, did they ever give?
Yes. What do you ask? Of course, I had to eat. Gas also.
Because it was you had to live.
Yes, and I know, I remember when they give me this, I cried. I cried.
And during this time, did you think of your parents? Did you think?
Once, it's after maybe 1 month or 2 months, this brother took me. He took me to the toilet. I didn't know what is about, but he took me to the toilet. Took me to the toilet. I didn't know what is he doing. Then we came in the toilet. He closed the door. And he said, I have here a letter of your parents. And he read me the letter, and he destroyed it, and did it in It's that is the whole thing I remember from.
Because it was so dangerous. If they would have found him with the leather.
Yeah. So he destroyed it. He became it. He took me.
And how long did you stay in the farm?
I did that farm. So that's 2 years in. But that's from June 43 to May 45. My place was liberated by the Canadies, not the American, the Canadies division.
Canadian,
yeah. Canadian.
And you remember the...
Yes. Not on where the Gatser, where we were, came a tank, and from the from the Tsariach, you see, the Tsariach, the Tsariach from the tank, where they were the soldiers, and they throw chocolate. I have ate so many chocolate like that many years, 20 years, I can't see chocolate at all.
You hadn't tasted during the war the chocolate?
Because I had all the food, but not chocolate. Not chocolate.
And today, can you eat chocolate?
Yes, okay. But it took many years.
Wow, it's amazing. And who came to fetch you?
Okay. So my parents were in Auschwitz.
They were in Auschwitz?
Yeah.
Both your parents?
No, they were killed, yes.
They were taken to Westerbork?
To Westerbork, from Westerbork to Auschwitz.
And did they go together?
Yes. Yes, they came together. They came together.
And did they survive?
Did
they survive Auschwitz?
No.
Your parents didn't survive?
No. They were killed, both were killed. So my yahrzeit is 3 days after they left Westerbork. The duration from Westerbork to Auschwitz was about 2 days, and then the third day, so was my yahrzeit was in Nikba.
Your parents were young.
Yes, of course.
So sometimes they would put
They
to work.
married 35. So, and that was a big problem when you have no parents. You have to an apotropos, and that is that has to go to the courts. And there was a big problem. My brother, the family, they had the attention to keep him, yes. And I had the uncle and his wife. So he did all to what he can to the courts to have a decision that they could take us. But this procedure took a year and a half. So I came back to Amsterdam. It was the end of 46. 46.
Did your uncle organize it with the courts?
Yes, of course, yes.
And you stayed with your uncle?
No. Later on. But till the court decided that he could take us, that took a year and a half. Mainly so because of the family of my my brother, who their intention was to keep him, to keep him. And they said that my uncle was not able to educate us and to give proper care to us. I have all these procedures. I have above all the procedures of.
And who came to fetch you? When you left the farm? Did your uncle come? Did you?
Yes. I met him also out there before. He visited me before.
Oh, he did visit?
Yeah, he visited before, but he was not able to take us.
And when you saw your uncle, how did you feel knowing that you had?
I don't remember.
Yes. And how did your uncle survive?
Okay, that is a story of the story alone. He gives all his stories in the Yad Vashem, and I can tell you he was in diamant. Diamonds. He was a mumchim diamonds.
Expert on diamonds. Expert,
yes. He already was with his wife and the children were already in the train from Westerbork to Auschwitz. Suddenly, a German came to him and said, "I will take you back because we need you, because of you are the expert in diamonds." And they had a gun with all the diamonds from Yid, and you have to sort him. He told him, I will come with you when I can take my wife and my children. They said, okay. So the whole family came back to Amsterdam. Their family in Amsterdam, he began to work for the Germans as an ex-diamond expert. But he knew very well that it's only for a short time, and then again has to go to them. So they come to again through Goyim. But they, at the end of before the end of the war, the Germans came on then, and he was with the German. But then Westerbork was already closed, so he survived.
And you were close with your uncle? You had a close...
Yes, he is my father, my father. They become, so at the end of this was November 46, we came back, both my brother and I came back to Amsterdam, but at that time my uncle had not yet a home. So he had no place for us. So in a half year we were with another family till in the middle of 47 he get his home. So we come to him.
And what is your brother's name? Your younger brother, what was his name?
Tzadok.
And when you saw Tzadok for the first time,
I already, when he was in his place by the Goyim, that was a big distance. He was in northern from Holland, this place Groningen, and I already visited him.
You had already...
Yeah, I visited him there.
Did you go with your uncle to visit?
No, but just to Goyim. It's my Goyim, he took me to the Goyim there.
What amazing people.
Yes.
And when you saw your brother for the first time, how was that?
I don't think. I remember that they were there, but I don't remember.
But it must have been so emotional.
Of course, I don't remember this. I don't know the moment of this. I don't remember.
But Was it the brother and the sister that took you to visit your brother?
Yes. Oh, the sister. She was very, very, very good to me. Very, very good to me. Because the brother, he was very, very busy, and she took the time. So I visited her with the train. I remember that when the train some hours till from where I was till his place.
And your brother, the goyim that looked after your brother, were they good to him?
Very good, but because they cared him as their child.
They thought that he might.
And their intention was to keep him. So also he didn't suffer during the war.
And when you were together back in Amsterdam, did he tell you stories about being on the farm?
No, we didn't speak about this.
And you never told him stories about?
No.
He never asked you, and you never asked him?
No.
It's so hard to...
Yes.
It's amazing.
Yes. This is... After the war, that was a new life. What happened before?
And the school that you went to, it was a Jewish school?
In Amsterdam.
In Amsterdam?
Yes.
And were a lot of the children also survivors? Most of them must have been survivors?
All had survived. Everybody survived. Everybody has to go through the war. But they never speak about it. Nobody told his story.
And did most of the children also their parents?
No. In my class, I was the only one who had no parents. All they survived with their parents.
What was the name of your school?
That's the name Rosh Pinah.
Rosh Pinah. In Amsterdam.
That is the Beit Sefer Amami. There was also the Beit Sefer Tichon. This, though you say it, the Beit Sefer Tichon. You made Bagrut, till the Bagrut.
It's a high school.
High school, yes.
And you used to go to shul, to Beit Knesset?
Yes, it was so my uncle was very, very from.
And which Beit Knesset did you belong, or did you go to?
That's on the name of the street, Lekstraat.
And was this in the center of Amsterdam, or?
No, not in the center. That was in South Amsterdam. South Amsterdam.
It's incredible.
Yes. No, they was very Haredi, was Haredi people there. But you know, that's Haredi door, that is, you have heard about Torah V'derech Eretz. Yeah. That was also in Amsterdam was so. So very religious people, but they all go to school and they all made Bagrut, and many were on university. I also was on the university.
Did you go to university in Amsterdam?
Yes.
And what did you study?
Chemistry.
Sure. And when you went to university, did you ever encounter any anti-Semitism, or did people know you were Jewish?
No, I had no problems.
Could you go with the kippah on?
No.
But going to school, you had a kippah?
A Jewish school, of course.
And when did you hear that your parents hadn't survived?
They told me, but I don't know. I don't know the moment they told me. I don't know. I'm sure that I already heard about this when I was still by the Goyim. So the Goyim, maybe they told me. But the moment they told me, I don't remember.
And your brothers, the non-Jews that helped your brother, were they given Chasidei Motola?
No.
That family?
No.
They wanted to keep him?
Yes.
And it had to go through the courts?
Yes. My brother, so till my pension, I didn't think about the whole story. And only when I'm on pension, then my brother never comes. They never till his end of his life. He didn't speak. Didn't remember about the whole what happened with him during the wartime.
You always kept your emunah, you always kept your belief in Hashem, and you kept your...
We came to my family of my uncle. My uncle was the Gabba of the school, of the shul. He gave shiurim. He was in diamond expert. His business was diamond. But in shul, we get every morning to shul. Every morning, mincha, mayim, all. We were educated as frum people. I always think in the school, in the class, they were, because it was all together, Datiim, not Datiim. So sometimes we made juniors, tiulim.
Yeah. Tours or?
Tours, yes. All the children, from time to time, they bite glida.
Ice cream.
Because it was kosher, we not. So it was a very, very big nisoyon.
It's true, because you didn't have parents, you could have...
Well, yeah, but my uncle was as my father. Here, I have here my Ben-Dot, we are brother.
And what was your uncle's name?
Parasor. He was after the war, he was the Rosh HaKol from Amsterdam, from Jewish community. He was very, very, very serious man and a known man.
And can I ask you, it's a difficult question, but going back to Amsterdam, knowing that so many of the Yidden were taken to Westerbork and didn't come back, wasn't it difficult knowing the history, what happened?
We were children, young children, and we didn't think about this.
Because
we came to Amsterdam back. We had to take it as it was. You know, Amsterdam before the war, there were maybe more than 80,000 till 100,000 Jiden.
Yeah.
And after the war, 10,000, 20,000.
Very high percent, one of the highest percentages.
The highest percent in Holland. Why? What is the reason? Because Holland had the First World War. Holland was the same as Switzerland. They were not engaged in the war.
They were neutral.
They were neutral, yes, as Switzerland. So everybody in Holland believed that the Germans will not begin war with Holland. So the Goyim as well as the Yidden they believed in that. So nobody left Holland. And suddenly the German came in, and then it was too late too late. There are some managed to leave Holland, but not many.
But it's said there were the Dutch police were, they say, complicit. They also went to. There were many Dutch that helped the Germans.
Many also helped the Yidden.
So that's the thing. The percentage of Goyim that helped the Yidden in Holland is incredible.
Yes.
That they put their lives at stake and their families' lives at stake too.
Yes.
So I have to ask you maybe the hardest question, and it's a very hard question. If I don't know if you've thought about it, but what would happen if you were in that position to endanger your family to help a stranger? It's one of the hardest questions.
I will, yes, it's very hard to. I will tell you a story. About 20 years ago, it was Leil Tisha B'Av. I came back from shul. I become a telephone. On the phone, I am doctor in Technion. What do you want from me? The story tells me, he asked me, have you found a few minutes? Okay. He asked me, I have a professor, a big professor in America, whose name is Hesselink. He asked me, this name tell you something to you? I said, yes, of course. It has a family Hesselink. It was the family who they
saved you.
Yes, they saved me. I said, okay, she said, I studied in America. I'm now a doctor in Technion, but my professor was Jose Hesselink. This professor then told me, this Professor Hesselink is coming from time to Israel, because he is an advisor he's a big professor in physics, and he is advising in legal issues. He comes to time to Israel. He asked me, are you ready to meet him? I said, okay. And then he came to it. Okay. After some months, I came and we become a telephone. He told me. He said me, I'm in Frankfurt. I phoned me. I am coming tomorrow to Israel. Can we meet? Okay. I said okay. So we met in the Hilton in Tel Aviv, and he did the same what you are doing also to me, and he. It was did not photos, but he
with a camera.
A camera, yeah, and also that I have
a microphone.
A microphone, yes. And he asked me the whole story of me. He said he is the son of one of the. So the VS was I saying this brother was his uncle. And one of the questions is, he said me, I cannot understand why my uncle did this. Because he made him in Sakon.
It's a major danger.
A major danger.
For the whole family.
Why did he so? Why did he so? You understand it? Ask me. And then he asked me, what do you, when you came in the same situation, how did you do it? What did you do? He asked me this good question. Yes.
It's a very difficult question.
Very difficult question.
It's possibly the hardest question to answer.
Yes. Yes.
So it's amazing because there were many Dutch that endangered not only their lives, they endangered the lives of their families.
Yes. Tomorrow. So he came. He arrived in afternoon. So when the same evening we came together in Hilton, and tomorrow we decided I will take him to Yad Vashem, and they made him tour. So we were very close, and we had some after that some correspondence and everything, but then it was finished. I know I don't know exactly, but I believe that I know what was the reason that he was so interested in me, because he asked me why did you ask Yad Vashem to make the uncle, the brother and the sister, why not their mother? Because their mother also saved them. They saved some Jews. And also, I also was a half year was on their farm. And it is related for why. So why did you only ask for this brother, and why not the mother? So that was his great mother. I said, okay, I know I'm very aware about what your grandmother did. I know also that they saved there on this farm was some Jews, not alone, and they were saved through them. But the caregiver for me was this brother and the sister. She cared the whole time of me, and because of the closeness, the closeness of the brother of the sister, that was and I didn't know very well. I know the grandmother, but I had no connection with this, and no emotional, and that was the reason that I applied only for the brother and the sister, but he was not.
He wasn't happy with it.
Wasn't happy with this. I said, perhaps we can make a new process but I believe that he was not satisfied with this, and that he break on the net. So that is my I asked the family. I have two connections with the son of this brother. We are corresponding the whole time, and I asked. I said a year ago, I asked him if you have ever some connections with this professor in America. He said, no, we have no connection.
No connection.
Yes.
And they family there.
Yeah, the family, yes. So but I tell you totally, because you asked me this question, and he also asked me this question.
And do you still go back to Holland, or do you still have family in Holland?
No man, no family at all. So the last time I was in Holland, that's because of the honoration of that's 23 years ago.
And you haven't been back?
No. So I studied in Amsterdam. Then I came to Ponevezh. My wife, as Bachur, I came here. Then we. Het gaat nou doen. I learned some years also in the Koil of Ponevezh, but later on my father-in-law had a business of pharmaceuticals. He was the agent. He was agent of a big factory in Switzerland. That's no Novartis. You don't know.
I've heard it.
There was, before that, it was Sibagaigi. And in this was big, because you have to do also, when you have to do in pharmaceutical business, you have to do with Misrat HaBriyut, and you have to have, you have to give scientific administration, and they had nobody in the family who could do this work. So I began to work, and my work was through the connections with the Misrat HaBriyut to take all the permission, etc., etc.
And at Ponevezh, do you remember Rav Kahneman?
Of course.
How many years were you in Ponevezh?
I learned to Ponevezh till my chasna 2.5 years. And in the Koil I was 5 years, about 5-6 years.
And your brother, when he came to Bnei Brak, he also went
yes, we were called in Kol Torah in Jerusalem. But I was only 1 year in Kol Torah. I was in Kol Torah after the Bakrut. I was 1 year in Kol Torah. I came back to Amsterdam and studied chemistry. But my brother, after Bakrut, he stayed. He was several years in Kol Torah, also by Rav Shimon Diseldorf, and then he came to Ponevezh.
And you remember Rav Auerbach?
The
Rosh Yeshiva Rav Auerbach, you remember?
Rav?
Auerbach.
Of course, yes. And when I came to Ponevezh, Rav Kahneman was still alive, yes, of course.
And your brother, he was married, he came here and he got married, and...
Yes, he was his whole life. He had many sforim. Many sforim.
And he got smecha?
Not official that he did, but he was mere smecha.
He was learning?
Learning, yes, the whole life. Yeah, we're selling his whole life, and he has many sforim.
And your children and his children, they have a close kisher?
Yes.
It's wonderful.
Yes, we both have big families.
Well, you can and horror. So if I can ask, what message do you give to your... What message do you give to your children and grandchildren and to the future?
Good question. I don't know, but these generations, they don't care much of history. I don't know if you hear of the same thing from other people. They are here. Europe is open. There's something to make them tiyul, but there's nothing. They don't realize the history, and from time to time please tell us. A message. I tell them about it is, but it is. I don't know. It's come close to them. The whole story. They are interesting of it, but.
But there are many that are. There are. I've met many bochrim. They want to know the history behind the yeshiva. They want to know what happened during the war.
Yes. They ask me from time to time. Yes. There are some. 10 years ago, we had Shabbos. The whole family was. Baruch Hashem, they had tens of people were there, and I told them, of course.
I think it's unbelievable. It's mamish unbelievable. I just want to thank you so much.
Okay.
So, but did you tell your children when they were growing up about your history and what happened?
I told them before.
Your children.
No?
Your children, when they were growing up, did they know your story?
Yeah, of course. I told before, when the families, my
No, but
children,
when your children were small, when they were growing up, when your own children,
when they were small.
did you tell them your story, or did they?
No, when they were small, they're not telling about this.
When did you start telling them?
When they asked, when they were, please take a drink.
I just want to, first of all, I want to thank you so much. I am so grateful to you. And I think your story and your brother and what your parents did, it must have been one of the hardest decisions for parents to give their child to total strangers.
Yes, yes.
It's hard to even imagine what they went through, but they saved your life.
Yes.
And they saved your brother's life.
You know, but I told you, but I was the only child in my classroom who had no parents.
Yeah.
Just because all the children, they were together with the parents the whole war. Most of them.
Well, I want to thank you so much. You should just have I'd maybe stream Mazel and Brocha, I'd maybe stream and just nachas from your family, and it is unbelievable. And lo yuman, there are no words. Your story and how you survived and how you remained from, and your brother remained from. It's Nissim and Niflat.
Yes, of course, yes.
But
do you? That is.
I want to show you. Can I just ask you? Do you
take first of all a drink.
Do you have the photograph?
What do you drink?
Okay.
What do you drink?
So this is the book on Hesselink.
Hesselink, the family.
From Bert Hesselink, and you have a picture of Bert on the
head.
And he was a brother of.
He was the brother. As I told you, there was a brother and the sister. They took care of me. They had the farm together. And this is the son of the brother.
And he's a historian.
He's an historian. Okay.
And he wrote this book on his family.
On the whole family. Yeah, that was the beginning from 100 years ago. The whole story.
And there's a chapter on your story.
Yes, that is.
Shimon Diseldorf. Young Björdes Wonderdeke.
Huh?
The heading is
okay. Young, Jewish, מתחבא, wie heißt das? מתחבא, Unterduiker, like how you say it in English. מתחבא.
Hidden.
Hidden, yeah. The hidden Jewish boy.
And does he have any pictures?
Yeah, yes, I have pictures.
So he tells the story.
He told the whole story, the Jewish story, the whole.
And have you met Bert?
Excuse me?
Have you met him?
Yes, of course, but on the ration he was there. On the ration of in Holland 20 years ago.
So here's the picture. Can you tell us, you are in the, it's a picture, who is in the picture?
That is the brother. That is the sisters. He was the main caregiver. That is another brother.
And the one in the middle.
And the one is also that is a family. I don't know. He lived in the same farm. He was very active in the
underground.
And the underground, yes.
And here's a picture of you.
Yes.
And this picture.
This is me, yes. I have the original. It's much better, but it takes some time.
This is very special. This is. So you can see you were very happy and
Yes.
well dressed and
Yes.
and here's the, I think that's the wedding.
That's the wedding, yes. And it's, I was there. That was in 47.
And you went to the wedding.
I went to the wedding, yes.
And the sister's wedding?
Also.
Do they have a picture of the farm?
Yes. I have to.
So this is a picture of the whole family.
Yes, of the whole family, Hesseling.
It's quite extraordinary.
Yes, 1999. So that is the sister, the caregiver, and this is the brother.
So if they would have been caught, the whole family could have been killed. There were cases where it happened.
Yes, yes. I believe that this professor in America was a son of her.
And he hasn't been in touch with you since?
No. Yes, that is the farm where I was.
And you remember it, looking at the pictures?
Yes, yes. This but here was the room where I slept.
Wow.
And that is the farm of the whole family. Also, I remember very well. I asked last year if this building still exists.
Yes.
Yes, it still exists.
And these are in the middle is the...
I don't know.
Could be the grandparents. Or...
Yeah, maybe, I don't know.
It's such memories. When you look at these pictures, the memories must be coming back. Did they ever say why they did it? Or why they took the chance?
The other says that their face of the Protestant, the face of the Protestant, they have to do it. Because of they are, as we told before, they are Protestant, not Catholic, they are Protestant.
And they never got any financial reward or...
No. The first question the Yad Vashem asked me...
Were they paid?
Yes. When they were paid, they
don't.
Yeah. That's the first question that the Yad Vashem asked me.
Well, it is unbelievable. There are no words, really, there are no words. Thank you so very much.
No, thank you, man. So, what are you doing with this whole story?
I think everybody should see it. It's so important. It's so important. You know, especially now, can I ask, what we're going through from Simchas Torah, what Am Yisrael's going through from Simchas Torah, and I think it's so important that people see it's nothing new. It's history repeating itself. We're seeing the whole world turning against Yidden in all countries that people would never dream of.
Yes.
And who would have dreamt that in Germany and in all Europe would turn on the Yidden as well?
Yes.
Only less than over 80 years ago. But we have to keep our emunah and know that Hashem runs the world. I think your story is so inspiring for everybody. Well, I'm so grateful to you.
So, but what are you?
This is your uncle that saved you.
Yes.
That he came to fetch you, and a real tzaddik. And his name?
Parsa.
And eventually,
his story is his whole story is in Yad Vashem.
and he eventually came to live in Beit Vegan.
Yes, at the end of his life. He lived about 10 years in
So this is a picture of your parents on their wedding.
yes.
Shimon, you know, your parents would be very proud of you and your brother. Very, very proud. And this is a picture of your late brother. And you were very close with your brother.
He lived not far away.
These are the Sforim that your brother wrote.
Yes, yeah.
And what did he write mainly on?
What?
What on which topics did he write?
This is Shulchan Aruch.
On Shulchan Aruch?
Yeah, you can see him there. You can see us with the Shabbos, Hilchos Shabbos, Hilchos Eruvin.
Amazing.
Masechet Zvachim, if you know.
It's amazing.